Blessed be all of my Aries people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And remember, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below. So what is going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, Saturn is turning retrograde in Aries. It's technically overnight, and of course we all know time zones, but Saturn's turning retrograde in your sign, and this is actually a beautiful example of how retrogrades can go right, because we have relaxed restrictions and relaxed obstacles through November. And so for a lot of you, especially when it comes to any kind of personal ambitions, personal desires, personal roads, personal projects, or personal plans, where you've been feeling a little bit slowed up or perhaps hampered at every turn, be prepared for a nice change of pace, because when Saturn goes retrograde, we have a breath of fresh air, but also at the same time, a lot of binding agreements and a lot of stifling influences relax. On the 17th, we have Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, in your fifth house of love, romance, as well as creative endeavors and anything to do with personal business enterprises. And this is going to bring about a few weeks of revisions, redirects, and reversal arrangements around a lot of plans that you may have set for your personal life or, again, any personal business opportunities. Now, this can be very sweet, especially when it comes to going back in time when it comes to your personal life, maybe reconnecting with old pleasures, old plans, old activities, or maybe even old goals. However, this can also bring some upsets or maybe even, again, some redirects or reversals when it comes to pre-existing commitments or anything that you may have locked in as far as personal business goals or personal projects. So keep that in mind and just, again, go with the flow, roll with the punches. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Aries, here's your traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, or your big focus, you have the Ten of Swords upright. So in this position, this card is still carrying a lot of the focus on harsh ends and abrupt ends to situations that are already bad. Now, sometimes this card can show up in a really negative way, but we want to make sure that we hear the whole message, right? There's nothing more aggravating than trying to give a message to somebody that's already stopping to react. The thing about the Ten of Swords is that in this position, in the spiritual theme focus, sometimes you might be the one doing it. You might be the one giving the harsh end to something that you're dealing with. You might be the one deciding to make an abrupt stop to things this week. This could happen a lot. Now, with the Ten of Swords, the good news is a lot of things that could have gotten worse if they were prolonged are coming to an end as well. So this could also be a good week in the sense that a lot of things are actually getting kind of stopped short before they go into bad places. But this is going to be a week where you might need to be ready because, again, look for those doors that are opening when it comes to the doors closing. And you've got a lot of really good cards following this one. So pay attention to where your road or your track is changing for your good. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the Chariot upright. And the Chariot is all about huge wins and victories and accelerated developments. The Chariot is indicating this week a lot of you might find yourselves in a situation where there could be something shifting around a financial or professional process where you are getting a chance to go into the fast lane when it comes to your earning power, possibly maybe your growth at your company, or a rise to some kind of new MVP kind of status. With the Chariot, everything is becoming a lot more illustrious, a lot more competitive, and again, a lot more quicker to be gainful for you this week. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Now, the Wheel of Fortune reversed is indicating there could be something coming up around a friend, a relative, somebody else who's not really doing their due diligence around something that is their responsibility. And there could be a problem where somebody has been maybe hands off, not paying attention, very lackadaisical, and there could be some kind of warning signal or something is really trying to get everybody's attention around what this issue is. It's possible with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, though, that good will come out of it, but you may have to be inheriting whatever it is this person was responsible for, and make sure that you are, smart about turning it into treasure where they may have treated it like trash. For your challenge this week, you've got the Ten of Wands reversed. Now, the Ten of Wands reversed is actually a really good card because it is all about dropping burdens. It's all about release. It's all about getting off your back things that are actually weighing you down. When it's upright, it can actually be really challenging, but when it's reversed, it's actually really good. So this week, your challenge is actually to give yourself a time or permission to call certain things quits, to know when to call things that you shouldn't be carrying anymore, and to know when to let things be dropped, not just hold on to things for their own sake, not carry things on just because that's how it's been done, you don't have to finish everything that you've started or everything that's ever been put on your own plate, even by other people. And there may be some opportunities for you to make a few jailbreaks, as it were, this week, and you're challenged to take them. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Seven of Swords in reverse. Now, the Seven of Swords in reverse is indicating that there could be some really good news about something coming back to you, or coming back to a partner, or coming back to your relationship that was once lost, maybe sabotaged, thrown off, or taken off course that was very detrimental or very disappointing. The Seven of Swords reverse is about setting something right that was wronged in the past. And this could also indicate even some kind of reveal of a secret, maybe opportunity, a secret advantage, or some kind of secret win that's been hiding in plain sight. For those of you who are single or available to new people, again, there could be a reveal about some kind of hidden romantic opportunity hiding in plain sight, whether it's been for a while or something relatively new. Either way, it could be a pleasant surprise. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Taurus people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, you just need to head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below. So what's going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, we've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries. It's technically an overnight transit, right? Of course, time zones. We know time zones exist. But this is happening in your 12th house of the past, private matters, secrets, hidden opportunities, and shortcuts. And when we have Saturn turn retrograde, we have relaxed restrictions and relaxed obstacles, in this case through November. And so if you have been in any kind of situation where you've been feeling almost bound up, trapped up, or stuck in any kind of old matter or old established idea, commitment, plan, or maybe just an old era of your life that is still trapping you up or holding you up in the present in some way, Saturn retrograde's relaxation of those restrictions is going to be a welcome change of pace, especially when it comes to a lot of resistances to change, or resistances to new developments, or resistance to exchanges lightening up. We also have on the 17th Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, your 4th house of home, family, living situation, and home economy. Now, Mercury retrograde is always going to bring in a focus on revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements. And there could be something coming up over the course of the next few weeks where it's possible some kind of family plan, family setup, or maybe even living situation setup has to go through a bit of a revision. There could also be a couple of other redirects or reversals going on along the way, especially as far as old plans or even old understandings are concerned. This can be a good time, especially when it comes to getting things up to date that have been out of date, but this will also be a time where some eye-opening revelations change your opinion about a few living situation matters and even family members. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Taurus, here's your traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme or your big focus, you have the World card in reverse. Now, the World card in reverse is actually a really good reverse card. It's a card of both do-over opportunities and undo opportunities. We've all had situations in life where we wish we could do something over, or we wish we could undo things that we, didn't want to do in the first place, or maybe things that we wish we didn't do in the first place. And that's what this week is really going to be all about, turning your world around. Now, with the world reversed, when it comes to do-overs, pay attention to what could be coming up again in order to thrive or actually do very well, just maybe under different conditions. And again, watch out and make sure that if you like the opportunity to make some undos in your own life, you're going to get a chance to do that too. For your material circumstances, your work, job, and finances, you've got the Nine of Cups upright. And the Nine of Cups is all about wish fulfillment, wishes getting granted, good fortune, as well as also something getting fulfilled that has maybe been waiting to get fulfilled. Now, for a lot of you, this could actually be something around something you've been waiting for financially or professionally speaking, or maybe something that you've been putting out there that you've been having a hard time finding or locking in a course for or making set right. Whatever the case is, though, with the Nine of Cups, this could be something coming up circumstantially, or this could be something coming up with the help of others. Either way, again, a wish is getting granted. It's going to be a real sweet week here. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Hanged Man upright. Now, the Hanged Man is indicating that this week there may be something going on where there's a bit of a break that needs to be taken with a friend, a relative, or somebody in your community. Remember, this is the community space, so this isn't so much about like romance or work or things like that, but again, friends, relatives, that kind of thing. With the Hanged Man, I think it's really important that we respect this break and we let this break actually happen, because sometimes with the Hanged Man, what we see going on is that we're actually doing better kind of in our own lanes. This could be something that is actually very important to the friendship, the business partnership, the family situation, or the project or whatever. But this could also indicate something maybe going through a bit of a delay or a substitution that's going to be superior to the original plan. So if it's not about a person, it might be about a plan or a project as well. For your challenge this week, you've got the Nine of Pentacles upright. You're fine. The Nine of Pentacles is all about independent success and also successful independence. And so if anything, with the Nine of Pentacles, sometimes what can happen is we need to be ready to untie ourselves or untether ourselves from things that maybe we have been tied up in, and allow ourselves to actually enjoy a bit of independent success, whether this has to do with maybe taking breaks from certain people or certain things, or maybe allowing ourselves to be set apart wherever we're getting set apart to rise up on our own. But with the Nine of Pentacles, things are looking very, very sweet for those who do. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Judgment card upright. And the Judgment card is all about preparation for some kind of important level up. This is going to be a week where a lot of you are getting a chance to have some kind of important discussion, important accomplishment, some kind of big moment or big event around a relationship priority, a relationship situation, or maybe just something that has already been kind of building, in order to bring a story full circle, or in order to bring everything to a head. Now, with the Judgment card, again, it's all preparation for a big level up for you and a partner, and kind of just the relationship road as a whole. And for those of you who are single or are available to new people, the Judgment card upright is indicating this could indicate a rather serious or potentially serious relationship opportunity coming that has one of those very strong kind of intellectual rapports very much in the beginning. And it may even be a chance to connect with somebody who's got another side of the coin kind of feel when it comes to what you're bringing to the table. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Gemini people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in that down bar below. So what's going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th is technically an overnight aspect, time zones, of course. We have Saturn turning retrograde in Aries in your 11th house of friendships, community, and support system. And whenever we have Saturn go retrograde, we actually see good things happen, not so much difficult. We see relaxed restrictions and the relaxation of obstacles and problem areas and even problem people. And so now through November, if you have been dealing with any kind of overbearing, overburdening, or maybe overly obstructive influences creating problems in your social life, maybe coming between you and friends, or maybe even certain people in your life actually being problems themselves, prepare for a nice vacation from that. On the 17th, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, in your 3rd house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, contracts, and helpful third parties. And whenever we have a Mercury retrograde, it is all about revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements. And this can make for kind of a weird time. There's a lot of good, but there could be some problematic. With Mercury retrograde in the 3rd house, this is a great time to reverse, undo, or renegotiate any kind of commitments, contracts, or plans or projects that you've had in the works or set up once upon a time. However, this can be problematic because I also feel that sometimes Mercury retrograde in the 3rd house can create a lot of confusion or even sometimes stir up situations where things that we thought were solid actually need to get our attention before they go south. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Gemini, here's your traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you have the 6 of Pentacles upright. So be prepared to receive a lot of generosity from others this week. The 6 of Pentacles is all about people investing in us, people taking chances on us, as well as a lot of unexpected help actually supplying, funding, or supporting things that we've been kind of going or pursuing or trying to do all by ourselves or in shorthanded ways. With the 6 of Pentacles, you might need to be ready to say yes more this week, especially when it comes to people offering you goodies, but also at the same time, pay attention to where it's important to let people know what you're looking for and what you need. Don't ever just expect people to kind of, sniff it out, because we all got our own lives, right? We all got our own stuff going on in our heads. So make sure that you take full advantage of the fact that this is going to be a very generous and very giving week if you play ball. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the 6 of Cups in reverse. And the 6 of Cups in reverse is indicating something is getting cleaned out this week from the past. And this can actually be a very welcome kind of change. The 6 of Cups reversed is often about clearing a personal slate, getting rid of things that are holding you back, getting rid of things that are repeating past patterns, or keeping vicious cycles going. This could also indicate release from some kind of old commitment or old contract or old expense or old problem that has maybe followed you into the present. But with the 6 of Cups reversed, again, a slate is getting cleaned, professionally or financially. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the High Priestess reversed. This week, you might catch somebody in a bit of a lie. The High Priestess reversed is not a very happy card, okay? It's one of those cards that can be talking about manipulation, two-faced people, or people that are spinning a yarn, right? A lot of the times, the High Priestess reverse can show up where we really do need to be careful and get maybe some second or third opinions about what somebody is talking about. Sometimes the High Priestess reverse can also show up where a person is trying to make a lie come true by trying everything they can. It's almost like somebody trying to manifest their reality with lies. You might catch somebody trying to do that this week, and you might discover where it's been happening for a long time, and you're tasked to not take part. For your challenge this week, you've got the 6 of Wands in reverse. Now, the 6 of Wands in reverse is all about backpedaling and retracing one's steps and reversing old decisions. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. But sometimes this card can show up where we need to go back on our word, we need to take things back that we've been putting out there, or we need to actually withdraw from things that we already put ourselves in the middle of. That can be a bit of a challenge, but with the 6 of Wands reversed, you're personally challenged to do that this week. It could be a little bit difficult, especially if that means you're disappointing a friend, a relative, a partner, somebody at work. But with the Six of Wands reversed, it's better than continuing the path that would have maybe led down a bad direction, right? Here's looking at that High Priestess reversed. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Ace of Pentacles upright. The Ace of Pentacles upright is all about stable new beginnings, fresh starts that actually become gifts that keep on giving, and even long-term commitments evolving into things that are much more prosperous and substantial. And so for a lot of you this week, this could be some really good news coming to a partner, to yourself, or maybe around a relationship matter that is letting something grow bigger than we could have expected, or maybe some kind of shared win. This is also likely, however, going to be a shared win that starts a new commitment. And for those of you who are single or are available to new people, the Ace of Pentacles is indicating a strong, stable beginning. Might start off a little bit slow, right? No stampeding like a crazy person. But with the Ace of Pentacles, there could be actually something that we heat up over time with a really, really strong bond that starts in a platonic space before it goes there. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Cancerian people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below. So what's going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, we've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries. And this is a great example of what happens when Saturn goes retrograde. We actually see good come out of it, not bad. Saturn is going to be retrograde in your 10th house of career, upward mobility, status, promotions, and raises through November. And we see relaxed restrictions and a removal of obstacles during this time. And so if you've been feeling as though you've been kind of hitting a lot of walls when it comes to maybe boosting your earning power, climbing any professional ladders, or making any big jumps in your vocation or career, Saturn is getting a lot of the maybe processes or people that have been keeping those walls in place out of the way. So make sure that you take full advantage of the green lights afforded to you. On the 17th, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Leo. And for the 3 weeks following, this is going to be moving backwards through, well, appearing to move backwards. You know, some dipshit's going to, say that. Through your second house of earned income, employment, and security. And with Mercury retrograde here, this is going to be a time of revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements. And what can often happen with Mercury retrograde in the second house is we get kind of a twofold situation. On the good, this is going to be a time where a lot of old opportunities and old goodies or things that we missed out on are going to become apparent to us, and we might get a chance to take them. Old money, old work opportunities, you name it. However, this can also create for some sloppy confusion in the workplace, so make sure you are extra on the ball for that. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Cancer, here's your tarot traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme or your big focus, you've got the Page of Cups upright. The Page of Cups is all about popularity, favors, gifts, and affection. And so this week, you're going to be getting kind of showered with all of these things. With the Page of Cups, you might be noticing that your name is on everybody's lips, but also at the same time, there is going to be a bit of a shift in the way that people want to receive you or help you out. With the Page of Cups upright, there could be a lot of developments this week where a lot of new beginnings or new stories are starting off in very friendly, very affectionate ways. And you want to make sure you're socially available to mingle so that those doors can open for you. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the Ace of Swords upright. The Ace of Swords is all about new beginnings because of important green lights turning on, right? This is the green light card. And so there could be something happening around a professional or financial matter that has been maybe waiting its turn or waiting for an important discussion to happen or just the order of operations that's finally at all systems go. And with the Ace of Swords, this could be opening some kind of new road. Now, this could indicate a new job, a new role, or maybe even just something that is setting you up to a new trajectory financially or professionally. But with the Ace of Swords, you definitely want to make sure that you're present for it. However it's going to show up. Be responsive and be prompt, because with the Ace of Swords, this is, again, opening more doors once that green light turns on. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Two of Swords reversed. Now, the Two of Swords reversed is actually a really good card because it's all about commitments. And something that has been maybe up in the air is finally getting settled this week. This could be something that you and maybe a friend or a relative or a business partner or an associate have been waffling on. Maybe it's something that you have been waiting for somebody to finish hemming and hawing about. Whatever the case is with the Two of Swords in reverse, you are getting a chance to finally get something set in stone that's been a bit too wobbly and a bit too nebulous. And so things are getting a little bit more clear, things are getting a bit more organized, and also at the same time, some important commitments and some important understandings finally made concrete. For your challenge this week, you've got the Hermit upright. So the Hermit is not necessarily a bad card. The Hermit is actually all about getting a chance to go your own way for greater success. But with the Hermit as a challenge, what can sometimes happen is that we may have to let go of certain familiar surroundings or certain familiar people or things that are part of our comfort zone in order to do that. So when you are getting a chance to go forward, right, it's kind of like the Nine of Pentacles, right? It's the 9 card, it's an Earth card. It's the major arcana version of that, getting set apart for independent success. And so this week, you might need to be ready to do that in a couple of areas, possibly to follow some kind of mentor, guide, or leader, or something that you're doing on your own. And you're challenged to make sure that you don't hold yourself back for it. For your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is not exactly a great card. There could be an issue coming up here where you and a partner have to really have a talk about something going on where somebody is maybe using or trying to use you or your partner or the relationship or the household. The Queen of Pentacles reversed is kind of a scammer card, right? They tend to show up in a way where they're either a mooch, a leech, a super needy person. They're lazy, they're negligent, they're irresponsible. And there could be a problem going on with the person where that has become very much clear. This is their character, and we're going to have to face that head on. For those of you who are single or available to new people, obviously you don't want to take this person on as a personal mission or a personal case. And, sometimes this card will show up when somebody is getting in your way, when there is actually a better opportunity out there. So, of course, check your rising and your moon sign to see what that is, but also at the same time, make sure that you don't let somebody who's really compelling, but also very needy and kind of irresponsible and emotionally immature and useless, hog all your attention this week. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Leo people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in that down bar below. So what is going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, we've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries, which is your 9th house of expansion, growth, big moves, big travel opportunities, prominence, and official matters. And with Saturn turning retrograde here, this is going to open up several months, all the way up to November, where a lot of you that have been maybe dealing with some challenges or blockages around moves, transfers, travel plans, or any kind of big projects, or getting anything to grow out of a box or out of a pond it's been stuck in, are going to be having some relaxed restrictions and a removal of a few obstacles for yourselves to celebrate. On the 17th, we've got Mercury retrograde in Leo, which is going to last all the way up for about 3 weeks after. And this is your sign. And so this is all about you, right? Whenever we have planetary activity in our sign, it forces us to pay attention to our personal journey, roads, ambitions, and responsibilities, and our story. Not what we've attached to other things, but us. And with Mercury retrograde in your sign, this could actually be a very sweet period for you, because a lot of revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements could be helping you to get back in sync with your own life and your own story that you've maybe gotten out of touch with. However, it is also likely going to be stirring up a lot of things that we've maybe attached to or latched to when it comes to other people. And so there could also be some stuff to work out there as well. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Leo, here's your traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you've got the moon reversed. Now, this is actually a really good reverse card to get. The moon is actually true neutral. Upright and reverse is technically neutral. But when I look at the reverse moon card, it always angles a bit more towards the good. Because this is all a week that's going to be all about reveals, answers, solutions, as well as secrets coming out, and veils getting dropped. And so a lot of things that have maybe been a bit confusing, or a lot of secrets, or a lot of, let's just say, false narratives, or really confusing riddle-like situations in your life are going to start having their answers come forward. Not only having their answers to problems that have been unsolved, but also some important reveals to hidden opportunities, maybe even shortcuts, secrets, and good things that have been, again, maybe blocked from your field of vision. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the King of Swords upright. The King of Swords is actually also a really good card, because this is a card where somebody is actually stepping up for you or hooking you up in some way. A lot of the times with the King of Swords, we see somebody who is not only going to bat for you, but somebody that is actually helping you to solve a problem or to maybe open a door because they have a key you don't. This could be financially, this could be professionally. This could also indicate some kind of important new commitment that is going to set you up on a fast track to some kind of increase, either in your status or your earning power very soon. Whatever the case is, pay attention and make sure that the King of Swords is a welcome influence in your work and financial space. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Page of Swords reversed. This week, you're definitely going to want to be mindful of things where you might have to correct some bad math or walk back some misunderstandings. The Page of Swords reversed can sometimes show up where lies, rumors, bad math, misconceptions, and bad first impressions or false impressions need to be corrected. Now, this could be going on with something you have going on with a friend or a relative, right? This is a community space. Or this could be something going on around a project or a plan, or maybe it's not got anything to do with you, but you've got to see what's going on with another person. Whatever the case is, don't jump to conclusions, don't prematurely react, and, stay chill, stay stoic, and stay in control. For your challenge this week, you've got the Lovers upright. Lovers is not a bad challenge at all. It's a card of commitments. It's a card of win-win situations, as well as important unions, important alliances, and important connections, getting a chance to actually take higher roads. And so this week, there could be a challenge where you need to be ready because people, even good things, are playing for keeps. And if you're kind of wishy-washy or you're not really all that clear on how you're going to organize things, you're going to want Leo, I'm saying this to myself as a Leo moon, you, Leo, are going to have to be ready to actually whip yourself into shape for this. Because with the Lovers card upright, some serious wins are coming from seriously good partnerships, alliances, and connections, both platonic and maybe personal. But you want to make sure that you don't screw yourself. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Hierophant card upright. And the Hierophant is all about important elevations in status. Now, when we have the Hierophant card, there could be something coming up where you and a partner, or maybe something going on around a relationship direction, or something going on with a partner's life outside of the relationship, that is raising up the status, the prominence, or maybe even the quality of life of everybody involved. The Hierophant, however, is indicating, again, this is another commitment card that is going to force us to be ready to commit to a different road or a different path or plans than maybe what we walked into this week with, but it will be worth it. And for those of you that are single or are available to new people, the Hierophant card upright is indicating somebody with matching values and matching endgame goals is also going to be on the table for you, and likely something that's going to get a chance to evolve as well. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Virgo people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow those links in the down bar below. So what's going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, it's technically overnight time zones. We've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries, which is your eighth house of shared resources, passive income, bonus capital, and shared responsibilities. And Saturn retrograde here is actually really, really good, because whenever we have Saturn retrograde in this part of the chart, where it's going to be all the way up to November for you, we're getting a chance to actually see a lot of restrictions and obstacles when it comes to your income, self-employment earnings, or any kind of shared monies that you might share with partners, business partners, or romantic partners go through a bit of a relaxation. And so be prepared. Things are going to be flowing a lot more smoothly here, and there could be some big gains, as of course, relaxed restrictions and obstacle removal is the name of the game. On the 17th, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, which is your 12th house of the past, private matters, secrets, hidden opportunities, and shortcuts. And Mercury retrograde here is kind of a trip, honestly, because whenever you have Mercury retrograde, of course, we have revisions, reversals, redirects, and rearrangements. But for you, Mercury retrograde in the 12th house is all about secrets getting revealed to you. And you might be uncovering a lot of things going on behind the scenes in many different circles of your life, work, friends, family, all over. However, with Mercury retrograde, you're challenged to know how to keep your mouth shut when you should be keeping your mouth shut. Because nobody likes a blabbermouth, Virgo. And sometimes people who can't control how they say or do anything are the ones who are just Be careful. I'm saying this to myself as well as a Virgo. Should be neat. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Virgo, here's your traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you've got the Five of Swords upright. And the Five of Swords is a card of conflict. It is a card of battle. And it is a card of intense competition and maybe even clashes. Now, this week could be fraught with a lot of them, but it's important to understand, again, the spiritual theme position always has a different way of looking at what's going on here versus everything else. With the Five of Swords, this is going to be a week that's going to be pretty conflict prone. I see a lot of good cards here, but at the same time, we got to be ready for, a mixed bag, because that's life, right? Life's not black and white. It's not all one thing or the other. Life's in color. Now, with the Five of Swords, this is going to be a week where a lot of maybe toxic connections, unhealthy situations, or maybe unbalanced or dysfunctional situations are going to be forced to be shown for what they are, come to a head, and maybe even be let go. This is a week where you can treat it like you're cleaning house, which is what I recommend, or you can adopt some other kind of attitude, which is probably not so good. That's going to be up to each and all of us Virgos, though, this week. Okay? Just saying it as a Virgo, too. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the Ace of Cups upright. Now, the Ace of Cups is all about beautiful gifts, beautiful new opportunities coming to you fairly freely. The Ace of Cups is all about some kind of token of investment, and token of good faith, or maybe even some kind of important handoff happening in your favor, Virgo. Now, with the Ace of Cups, this could be something that somebody is just giving to you, or this is something where a new professional commitment, new professional relationship, or financial commitment is already getting the money flowing. Whatever the case is, this is also something that you're going to want to make sure that you are open and available to, because the Ace of Cups is just the beginning. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Queen of Wands reversed. So this week, this is where a lot of the conflict could actually be happening. There is likely going to be an issue coming up here where somebody that is either new or a known manipulator, somebody with maybe a very short fuse, somebody's prone to knee-jerk reactions, that kind of personality type, hate them, or maybe even the kind of situation where somebody's trying to bully or push or bring a lot of pressure to bear on something, could be creating a problem for you, a relative, or a close friend. With the Queen of Wands reversed, this is not a situation where we sit down and try to heal this person with compassion. They just got to be run out of town. For your challenge this week, you've got the Eight of Cups upright. Running people out of town. The Eight of Cups is all about walking away from toxic, unhealthy things, or maybe even walking away from things that are just done, leaving things behind that are no longer good for us in order to pursue what's probably already been set up already as the better option. Your challenge this week with the Eight of Cups is to let go of things that are already done deals and pay attention to doors that are opening to you and finally step into them. In fact, the Eight of Cups upright can also be really good because sometimes this indicates new beginnings, new launches, new moves, new trips that are happening before we feel ready. But the only reason we don't feel ready is because we've fallen behind ourselves, and now it's time for us to take responsibility and go even though we don't feel ready. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, we've got the King of Cups upright. Love and romance is going into a beautiful place this week because the King of Cups is all about intimacy, reaching some kind of new depth, maybe a spiritual depth, maybe something that is going to be transforming the very nature or the very entity that a relationship is, or possibly even taking a relationship to a new level because of some kind of shared teamwork experience or something that we are getting a chance to turn into something golden together. This could be something you're endeavoring on with a partner, or a partner maybe actually stepping in and helping you to heal, fix, or undo something that you've kind of been dealing with on your own. But whatever's happening here with the King of Cups, it's not only strengthening the relationship on a romantic level, but it's also strengthening the friendship. And that's the most important part of any relationship. When it comes to those of you who are single or available to new people, the King of Cups is indicating, well, that could actually be a character or a character type that's coming into your view this week. And so pay close attention. If you're open to it, it's there. So that's what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene. And should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Libra people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in that down bar below. So what's going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, it's technically overnight. Everyone knows about time zones. We've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries, which is your 7th house of partnerships and closest one-on-one connections. So this is the area that talks about the boyfriend, girlfriend, the BFF, the business partner, the husband, wife, the roommate, all the people you have your most involved, close connections and joint ventures with. And Saturn retrograde is actually really, really good here because it's all about relaxed restrictions and the release of obstacles that maybe have been causing problems for anything that we've been trying to do in joint venture capacities, whether it's for our personal life, our business life, our platonic life, it does not matter. And this is going to be a nice breath of fresh air and relaxation all the way up going into November. We've also got on the 17th, Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, your 11th house of friendships, your support system, and community. And this is also really, really nice because you're kind of getting a freebie with this Mercury retrograde. It is all about revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements, but when Mercury retrograde is in the 11th house, it's really more about reconnects as well. And so be prepared. There could be some very cool opportunities to reconnect, reunite, or even have kind of that reunion experience with some old friends you've lost touch with. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Libra, here's your tarot traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you've got the Four of Wands upright. And the Four of Wands is all about celebration, foundation changes, as well as milestone achievements and milestones getting crossed. And this week, you're going to be noticing a lot of important accomplishments starting to solidify that have been in the works for a while. With the Four of Wands, this week is actually probably going to be very easy breezy for you. You might be noticing a lot of things becoming less complicated, as well as, again, plenty of opportunities to celebrate and kick your feet up. So maybe do that as well when you can. When it comes to any kind of practical affairs, things like that, again, the Four of Wands makes things seamless. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the Three of Swords in reverse. And the Three of Swords in reverse is actually a really good reversed card. It's upright where it gets really problematic, but with the Three of Swords reversed, now we're looking at a situation where something that has already been a problem from the past is getting healed. Now, this could be around a professional or financial matter that's recent or not so recent, but there is a reversal of something that has been causing a lot of damage or that once caused a lot of damage before. This could also indicate something going through a bit of a fix or a repair, professionally or financially speaking, or even something around your practical life. But what the good news is with the Three of Swords reversed, it's getting fixed. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse is all about a heads up that something is about to go through a bit of a transition, a heads up about something that's about to turn over. Now, this could be something that is expected or something coming out of a group situation, right? Because this is the community card, like friends, relatives, that kind of thing. With the Ten of Pentacles reversed, more often than not, this is not something that's getting underway this week, but it's something that we are going to have to adjust for and plan for or count on for the future. Now, this could be a move, this could be a change of plans, or this could be something else of that kind of nature. This is usually something that can go either way. It can actually be really, really good. Everyone's really, really happy. Or you might be dealing with a situation where people that just can't do change could be stirring up some stuff. Whatever the case is, it doesn't have to be difficult. For your challenge this week, you've got the Temperance card upright. And the Temperance card is not a bad card. In fact, the Temperance card is all about fixes, healing, repairs, putting things together, mediating things or remediating things, or giving things a bit of a shine and letting things go through an important recovery process. However, as a challenge, sometimes the Temperance card can indicate a need to know how to take things slow, not force things, not rush things, right? We don't want to be in a place where if life's not in fast forward, it's in pause, right? That's a very unbalanced way to go on. With the Temperance card, sometimes this can indicate something could be coming up where you have to slow things down, where things might be trying to proceed too quickly, or you might have to allow for things to go through a bit of a fix or a bit of a repair, and that repair or the process feels more uncomfortable than the bad thing. Whatever the case is, it's still working for you. You just got to let it. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Eight of Swords upright. And the Eight of Swords is indicating there could be something coming up where you or a partner may have to face something that is stopped up or stalled out unnecessarily. A lot of the times with the Eight of Swords, we see a situation that is put on a bad pause and an unnecessary pause. Again, it's sort of a paralysis that doesn't have to be there. Now, this could be something that we're getting as a bit of news. This could be something going on with a partner's job. This could be something that is coming up around a personal issue. But with the Eight of Swords, we are tasked with letting ourselves free of it, right? Look at the Eight of Swords. That guy standing in the middle there, he could easily cut his cords. He could cut the bindings off himself, take off his blindfold, and walk away. But he's not. So this is a situation that's an escapable issue that nobody's bothering to actually escape. For those of you who are single or available to new people, that could be an issue coming up with somebody new or somebody recent this week. Now, it could be them going through it, and they're the ones who've got to kind of wake up. Or it might not be them, but it might be something going on around them, but it's still cramping everybody's style. So let's see what we can do to, again. So that's what we've got for y'all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Scorpio people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in that down bar below. So what's going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, so it's overnight, right? Everyone knows about time zones. We've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries, which is your sixth house of work, your reputation, your schedule, the teams that you're on, and the teams that you serve with, and the people that you serve and serve with. And we have this beautiful few months of relaxed restrictions and obstacle release going on, and that's going to be here until November. Now, with Saturn retrograde, if you've been having a hard time making headway with any kind of changes you're trying to do with the work that you're doing, where you're working, who you're working for, how much you're getting back in terms of value, and who it's for, this is a beautiful transit. And you want to make sure that you capitalize on things that are now opening up for you door-wise that couldn't open for you before. On the 17th, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, in your 10th house of career, upward mobility, status, promotions, and raises. And with Mercury retrograde in this part of your chart for the next few weeks, this is all about you going through some revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements that are going to be kind of a mixed bag. On the good, old opportunities, old money, as well as old opportunities for promotion, transfers, and maybe changing your reputation are definitely on. However, this can also indicate some changes to pre-existing work commitments and work projects, and that could throw people through a bit of a tizzy. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Scorpio, here's your traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you've got the Seven of Cups reversed. This is actually a really good reverse card to get as a spiritual theme because it's all about simplification of things that have been out of control or too confusing or, where we've been kind of going through life in kind of a lost space. With the Seven of Cups reversed as a spiritual theme this week, a lot of things are going to be brought to order and set in order so we can actually have some stable, straight roads and commitments where they have been kind of off and away and all over the place before. This can also be a week where a lot of things that have been very ungrounded or unmanageable are going to be brought into a more manageable and grounded way. Just keep in mind with the Seven of Cups reversed, this is also going to be cleaning out a lot of distractions, a lot of mirages, and a lot of, let's just say, false leads or false situations in your life as well. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. Now, the Nine of Wands in reverse is all about doors opening up to us, especially things that have maybe been closed up, things that have been hidden, or maybe again with the Nine of Wands reversed, things that were once locked can now be opened. And there could be news about something that is getting opened up and brought into focus or brought to your attention or maybe brought to you as an opportunity that you may or may not have known was going on behind the scenes or was available to you. Maybe it was under wraps, maybe it was cloaked, maybe it was blocked off, maybe it was just kind of out of sight. But with the Nine of Wands reversed, certain things that have been maybe locked up or inaccessible are now accessible to you. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Knight of Cups upright. And the Knight of Cups is all about some kind of important shift where somebody is really going to bat for you. A lot of the times the Knight of Cups can show up as that friend or that relative or that ally that just really goes above and beyond the call of duty. Now, this could be somebody new that we meet that's going to be an ideal connection or a great friend, a great, companion. Or this could even be some kind of important favor, important gift, or important deed that really turns the tables on a situation so that it works in your favor. With the Knight of Cups, it is going to be very important this week that you make sure to allow for some good interference in your life. If you have been kind of doing everything solo or being super private or carrying on two different realities at once, this is not going to be an easy thing to do for you. So gotta make sure that you're open. For your challenge this week, you've got the Page of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Page of Pentacles reversed is all about quits, drops and cancellations. And there might actually be some good that comes of it as well. Something might be revealed to be no good or go nowhere. This could even be a chance for some of you to quit or walk away from something that you don't want to keep anymore anyway. But there could also be something that you need to be careful not to continue or not to sign on to. A lot of the times the Page of Pentacles reversed, we could see a time waster, a money waster, whether it's something getting revealed that you're getting a chance to quit, or something that's coming up this week that you're getting challenged to turn your attention away from and not give anything to. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Fool upright. And the Fool card is all about new beginnings, new territory, broadening our horizons, and getting into, again, onto a clean new track. Now, for a lot of you, this could indicate the beginning of a new story, a new chapter, a new adventure, or a new phase in a relationship with a partner, or maybe even some really good news about something finally getting a chance to be embarked upon, whether it's a plan or a journey or something that you and a partner have been kind of waiting on being able to do, but have not really had everything line up for it, right? Maybe the money wasn't there, the time wasn't there, it doesn't matter. With the Fool card upright, this could also be a week where some of you get a chance to not only take your first steps in that direction, but also, again, enjoy maybe exploring some new love languages, some new activities and new hobbies with your sweetheart. For those of you who are single or are available to new people, the Fool card upright is indicating some kind of brand new opening happening here as well. Likely somebody from a background that is different than yours coming into the picture. This could indicate some kind of special connection where you're getting a chance to connect with somebody that is actually a good matching type, but not the type that you might be kind of hardwired to go for. So make sure you keep an open mind. So that's what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Sagittarius people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what is going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in that down bar below. So what's going on for your week? Well, on and around the 13th, we've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries, which is your fifth house of love, romance, and personal business enterprises and creative pursuits. With Saturn turning retrograde here, this is actually a really, really good transit that's going to be with us all the way up to November. Relaxed restrictions and the release of obstacles are likely going to be helping you to get some things moving that have stalled out, whether it has to do with your personal life or ambitions that you might have for your personal life, your love life, or a relationship. And we're also seeing a lot of the causes, cores, and maybe the effects of troubles also starting to dissipate. This is also a time where a lot of personal business projects that have maybe been stuck in some kind of stage are going to get a chance to get unstuck. On the 17th, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, which is your ninth house of expansion, growth, big moves, big travel opportunities, as well as anything relating to prominence and anything that you're looking to grow. Now, with Mercury retrograde here, revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements this next few weeks could be creating some issues on the travel front, or maybe around plans regarding a move, or anything that you're looking to maybe promote or put out there or get attention for. So you've got to be ready to, of course, make adjustments, be flexible, keep yourself sane. Don't let yourself go crazy. That's on you. But also understand that this can actually be a really good thing as well. Mercury retrograde in the ninth house could also bring back some opportunities to raise yourself up or even claim what you didn't know was once lost or impossible to find, turning over some stones you didn't know to turn over in all kinds of different areas of your life. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Sagittarius, here's your traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This week is going to be all about simplification, but also important commitments getting more substantial. The Two of Pentacles reversed is the card where, we start to stop juggling things. There's so many balls in the air, and start getting a chance to really invest and maybe even grow or expand what we've got going on with what we keep. And this could be a week where a lot of you that have been maybe feeling a bit overwrought or kind of run all over the place are getting a chance to have your time, your energy devoted to things that are actually going to become bigger payoffs. Now, with the Two of Pentacles reversed, this is also a week of intense productivity. So this is not going to be a week where, oh, I need a break. This is going to be a week of, no, we're just kind of focusing our energy a bit more in a way that's more profitable and gainful. Make sure you stay on the ball with this one, even though you get a chance to drop a few. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the King of Pentacles upright. And it looks like with the King of Pentacles, a lot of you Sagittarius people are getting a chance to get lifted up this week by somebody that has a great deal of power, a great deal of prestige, and also, again, a very generous soul that might actually be turning something around for you or making something actually happen for you that has either just been an idea or maybe something that has not been getting the fuel, the power, or the backing it needs. Because the King of Pentacles is somebody that's very successful, who wants to share their success. This could be something happening on the job, or this could be a friend or an ally, or something even around a project or some paperwork or an account. Sometimes you'll know who this person is. Sometimes you won't, because the King of Pentacles can sometimes show up as a personality that doesn't want a ton of attention all the time. Relatable. But you got to make sure that you are ready to step up when you're getting lifted up. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Page of Wands in reverse. And the Page of Wands reversed is all about flakiness. There could be something going on where a friend, a relative, or a member of your community is bailing out, canceling, or dropping out, or flaking out of something that we kind of had planned for this week, or maybe they had to take some responsibility for, that they had to run, they had to do. And unfortunately, with the Page of Wands reversed, it could be a headache. We might actually have to rethink things, redraw things, or possibly even with this card, replace someone or something that was, again, kind of supposed to show up or supposed to do their part, but that won't. For your challenge this week, you've got the Magician upright. And the Magician card upright, excuse me, the Magician card upright is actually a really good card. It's the card of the rising star treatment. It's the card of help. It's the card of big wins, but also having maybe even, again, important people lift you up to become more important yourself. And as a challenge with the Magician, you might find that there is something going on where somebody is really going out of their way to kind of raise you up in the world. But you might not like necessarily the way that they're doing it, or you might not necessarily like the demands of it, and you're challenged to get over it. Because with the Magician card upright, there could be something becoming richer, more substantial, or again, more successful that's yours or a part of your life, but we've got to let the Magician do his magic. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Empress reversed. This week, there could be some problems coming up around a situation where somebody who is kind of their own worst enemy, somebody who is the self-saboteur, somebody who is kind of the drama-prone, immature personality type could be creating a problem for you, for a partner, or for your relationship. A lot of the times, the Empress card reversed, we see a situation where it's kind of, this is somebody from within the situation or within an inner circle, family, friend, maybe something we've got on the books. And we have to find a way to kind of protect the greater good from the bad that might be in the inner circle or involved in the situation. And that can be very complicated, right? Because the Empress reverse is kind of like along for the ride, but also a liability for everyone in the car. When it comes to those of you who are single or are available, this could indicate somebody you need to watch out for, whether this is somebody that could be maybe creating a problem or sabotaging a new relationship opportunity, or maybe even trying to take up your time or, risking you missing out on things. Or this could be somebody that you do not want to get in a relationship with, right? You are not here to babysit somebody who can't control themselves. That being said, it's not the only relationship opportunity this week, and this might either be a person who shows up or somebody attached to a person that shows up. But you want to make sure that you're careful, and again, not the only person that shows up, so keep your options open. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. To be all of my Capricorn people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising, it's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in that down bar below. So what's going on with regards to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, it's actually technically an overnight transit. We've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries in your 4th house of home, family, living situation, and home economy. And this is going to be a beautiful few months as we go from July to November, because Saturn retrograde is all about relaxed restrictions and the release of obstacles and problem areas and stalls. Now, anything that has been creating problems or stalls or maybe some tricky business around your home economy, or maybe a move or some kind of home project or home-based business situation, or even family relationships that you've been struggling with or just kind of treading water with, that's really going to start to lighten up as we go through the next couple of months. But also at the same time, even have some things unmade or undone for you that never should have been set up. We also see on the 17th, Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, which is your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, bonus capital, and shared responsibilities. And this is actually a really lucky transit to get. You and the Libras are kind of having the easiest Mercury retrograde this time around. It's all about revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements. But with Mercury retrograde in the 8th house, it's also about setting things right. And this might be a time where you're noticing a lot of things are getting on the move in terms of materials and finances. Things that belong to you, that should be yours and should be with you, come back to you with Mercury retrograde in the 8th house. And things that you have that don't belong to you, that maybe you got saddled up with or ended up with, that shouldn't be yours, go back to where they belong. And so be ready. Some really good switcheroos are on the way. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Capricorn, here's your traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you've got the 4 of Swords in reverse. And the 4 of Swords in reverse can actually be a good card, but it has to be a card that we manage well. It's like, it's good, but it can go off the rails if we're not careful. Because the 4 of Swords reverse is all about fast-paced developments, as well as a lot of excitement and a lot of fast-forwarding of plans, very much on theme with Uranus, of course, being in Gemini. And this can actually be a week where a lot of headway is made with a lot of plans, a lot of journeys, and even maybe practical desires that you have. But you've got to make sure that you're not burning the candle at both ends to the point where you can't enjoy any of it or stay on task or finish up any of it. A lot of the times the 4 of Swords reverse, we can also see a lot of overnight changes and overnight demanding situations. So make sure you're budgeting your time and make sure that you're budgeting your availability proportionately, but also fairly. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the 7 of Pentacles upright. And the 7 of Pentacles upright is actually a beautiful card because it's all about something getting committed, set in stone, or maybe given a yes answer that is going to be coming to us later. The 7 of Pentacles is kind of, I always call it the check is in the mail card. It is the reservation card. It is a commitment that's getting locked in that is going to be very, very good to us professionally or financially. Likely this is something that is not going to change your everyday this week, but it is putting a new light at the end of a tunnel as we go through the rest of July. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Justice card upright. And the Justice card is all about some kind of important yes answer, commitment, or victory coming your way because something is decided or set in your favor. Now, with the Justice card, this could also be a week where something that has been maybe out of balance, unfair to you, or maybe even something from the past that has been operating in an unbalanced or even dishonest way is getting fixed, is getting forced to be set right, to straighten up and fly right. But with the Justice card, this could also be something that not only is very favorable in the now, but it also kind of commits you to, kind of a new normal in whatever the situation is for the future. For your challenge this week, you've got the Two of Cups in reverse. This week, there might be some conflict of interest coming up here, or a clash of interests, a clash of needs, especially when it comes to a situation where you might be tied up with somebody, or maybe sharing a space, sharing a project, sharing work, or sharing a commitment where people don't want the same thing. And they're kind of working against each other, whether they know it or not. Sometimes this card can show up as a form of overt conflict. It's very clearly people are undermining and working against each other. Sometimes it's an accident. Whatever the case is with the Two of Cups reversed, what we want to make sure that we do is that we kind of set a different tone. Possibly wherever we've been kind of cramping each other's style, we just need to be able to work on our own. And for relationships, when it comes to love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Knight of Wands reversed. This week, there could be something coming up where possibly something that's not very well thought out that maybe you or a partner is trying to do, or maybe you guys are trying to do as a couple or as a family, is running the risk of kind of becoming a bit of a disappointment. The Knight of Wands reverse can also show up where it's possible we may have to take some space from somebody that is proving themselves to be just an unhealthy influence to have around. A lot of the times the Knight of Wands reversed, we see somebody that's impulsive, short-tempered, extremely reactive, volatile, over-emotional. And, we might need to think about, well, okay, maybe we don't need this person involved in this situation that's, highly sensitive, needs more responsible people on board. Maybe we don't want to have this excessive, explosive, reactive personality around our kids. Good parent, if you choose that. Or maybe if you are in a situation where it's kind of like, hey, I would rather just have us not maybe trust in an irresponsible person to get something done for us. Any of those kinds of things are possible, but with the Knight of Wands reversed, it might be an awkward conversation to have. For those of you who are single or available to new people, the Knight of Wands reversed can sometimes show up as a flash in the pan. And it's possible that there might be somebody who's actually very, very good at mirroring everything they think they want you to hear, or that you want to hear. And but they can't really keep that up. Be careful not to get so distracted by this person that you miss out on somebody decent and genuine. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Aquarius people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow those links in that down bar below. So what is going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, it's an overnight transit, right? Time zones. We've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries, which is your third house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, contracts, and helpful third parties. And with Saturn turning retrograde, where he's going to be retrograde up until November, a lot of you are going to be enjoying some very cool opportunities to get out of things that have been maybe oppressive or containing, especially when it comes to obligations, contracts, or anything where you have been bound up with a particular situation or another person. Relaxed restrictions and release of obstacles is indicating that, well, that's what the name of the game is. And so for a lot of you, if you've been looking to give anything the slip, Saturn retrograde in your third house is your best friend. On the 17th, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, in your seventh house of partnerships and closest one-on-one connections. This is the area that rules the boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate. And this is going to be a time where a lot of revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements could be altering what we had planned for the rest of the year with regards to a lot of different partnerships and joint ventures that we've had. Whether they are platonic, business, or romantic, it doesn't matter. Now, this can actually be a really good thing, especially if we didn't like the plans that we already had or the commitments that we already had. But this is going to require us to be ready to be extra flexible and open-minded. And there may even be some opportunities to revisit some old pleasures and old paths and old plans as well. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Aquarius, here's your tarot traffic. And it looks like for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you have the Seven of Wands upright. And the Seven of Wands is all about, well, getting on top of things. The Seven of Wands is about advantages, as well as standing up and having a tide that's been working against you go in another direction. This can also be a week where a lot of you are getting a chance to make some serious headway with things that have maybe stalled out, slowed down, or have been a bit too complicated to manage. A lot of the times with the Seven of Wands, this can indicate some kind of block or break going away, or maybe even some kind of important help that is helping to change or stem a tide that we don't want to have. Whatever the case is this week, you are getting on top of things that have actually been maybe keeping you underfoot for a while. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the Ace of Wands upright. The Ace of Wands is all about bright new beginnings, bright new initiations, and also things that are going to be boosting your popularity and your profitability. A lot of the times with the Ace of Wands, we see a situation where it's possible some kind of new initiation, some new initiative going on environmentally or socially or professionally is also something that's going to be opening up the door to some kind of big bucks, or maybe even some kind of shift in how you are received or valued in your vocation, your professional sphere, or your community. It's all good across the board with the Ace of Wands. For your community, with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Strength card reversed. Now, the Strength card reversed is a card that speaks all to kind of a focus on issues where unbalanced situations or unbalanced people might be acting up or acting out. And there could be a problem around a friend or a relative that is kind of losing it this week. This could be a conflict. This could be a fight. And the problem with the Strength card reversed is that there is sort of an awareness that something is wrong, but they don't care that something is wrong, right? They're kind of in that space where it's like, I'm getting dysfunctional and toxic and explosive and crazy, but I have to endorse it. So let's talk about my trauma while I traumatize the rest of you. That kind of BS. The Strength card reversed is indicating there might be a need to shut down a situation either before it gets started or to shut down a person before they go any farther. With the Strength card reversed, this can be an awkward situation, especially if it is a difficult family member or friend that's been around for a while, or maybe a situation that's been in your life for a while. But for some of you, it won't be that close. It just might be something you have to nip in the bud. For your challenge this week, you've got the King of Wands in reverse. Now, the King of Wands in reverse is indicating this week there could be an issue coming up where somebody's maybe selfish behavior or somebody's self-interested behavior is starting to maybe create some bad sparks or create some bad clashes. A lot of the times with the King of Wands reversed, we can see a situation where a person is, again, not only just thinking about themselves and themselves only, but they're tunnel visioned about it. And this could be something going on where possibly that has to do with the Strength card reversed or something else. But with the King of Wands reversed, we cannot allow it to go forward, and we cannot share too much space, time, and energy with a person that's in that headspace. For your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Queen of Cups upright. And the Queen of Cups is all about love and affection that comes in a very healing way. And for a lot of you, this could be a week where you might be getting a chance to enjoy something coming up with a partner where a matter in your relationship world or a corner of your lives that you share is going through an important healing or repair process. Maybe this is something that we've been trying to, kind of do for ourselves for a while, or maybe it's something that is discovered. The Queen of Cups can also indicate generous favors from other people coming in to help the relationship, help your partner, help you, and that could also provide some kind of new sweetness into your connection. For those of you who are single or are available to new people, the Queen of Cups is indicating you might be connecting with a personality that's extremely generous and extremely open. And this could even be somebody who's bringing something to the table that could do a great deal of healing or fixing in an area of your life that has nothing to do with your love life, and yet there it is. So that's what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Blessed be all of my Pisces people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your weekly astrological weather and tarot traffic reports for the week starting July 13th, 2025. And just a quick reminder, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, you can always head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in that down bar below. So what's going on when it comes to your week? Well, on and around the 13th, it's technically overnight because of time zones, we've got Saturn turning retrograde in Aries, which is your second house of income, employment, and security. And this is an example of a good retrograde and why you can't judge the R words, reversed or retrograde, by the fact that they exist. And never, ever, ever count on tarot or astrology to be the reason you stay sane or emotionally sound. That is your personal responsibility. Saturn retrograde in the second house is all about relaxed restrictions and release of obstacles, especially when it comes to things that have actually been maybe hampering, binding, or freezing something that you have been trying to get moving in a new direction, whether this has to do with boosting your earning power or maybe getting you into an employment, work, or career situation that is more aligned with maybe some future goals of your own personally. Saturn retrograde, again, is a multi-month aspect, and you may also find that old restrictions or things that might tie you up with people, with work arrangements, or projects you don't like anymore are also letting you off the hook. On the 17th, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Leo, which is your sixth house of work, your reputation, your schedule, the people that you serve, and the people that you serve with. And Mercury retrograde here is likely going to be creating some topsy-turviness in the workplace and in big groups as well. Revisions, redirects, reversals, and rearrangements can sometimes fluster or maybe even frustrate certain projects or teamwork situations. So be very careful where you are collaborating with people. And there could even be some issues with clients or customers that might not necessarily be good fits. However, on the good, because there's always a good, this is also a time to retrace or walk back some things that maybe deserve to be walked back for your benefit, especially when it comes to things that could put more money in your pocket or put you back on a brighter path. So that's what we've got for your astrology and the weather. Let's have a look and see what's going on with your tarot and the traffic. All right, Pisces, here's your tarot traffic. So this week, for your big spiritual theme, your big focus, you have the Five of Wands upright. So this week is going to be hectic, to say the least, but it can also be incredibly gainful. The Five of Wands is the card of competition, intense activity, fast-paced developments, but we also need to balance that with the fact that a lot of competing interests and a lot of maybe competitors are also going to be in the picture. With the Five of Wands upright, we just need to know how to handle the situation and make sure that we step up to the plate when it's our time to compete and make sure that we are not recoiling or hiding from things, because sometimes competitive opportunities come from competition. Competitive wins mean you have to compete in some way. And so a lot of that's going to be a big theme of this week. With the Five of Wands upright, however, you may also find yourself in a couple of situations where a lot of maybe competing paths, competing commitments, or competing associations or competing alliances are also going to have their stories brought to a head. For your material circumstances, work, job, and finances, you've got the Six of Swords upright. The Six of Swords is all about moving on up in the world, right? Leaving choppy waters for smoother waters and likely getting a chance to actually be raised up out of a situation that has not necessarily been giving you what you could get. Now, this could be something showing up in a financial deal, a living situation, or maybe even a professional situation. But with the Six of Swords, we're getting to leave some kind of trouble behind for some kind of new horizon, something brighter, but also something that is going to pay off and pay out a lot more. Now, this could be around an assignment, this could be around an agreement, a contract, or maybe even something bigger than that. But a lot of you are going to be shifting gears and possibly even shifting trajectories in that sense this week in a beautiful way. For your community with friends, relatives, and other people in your life, you've got the Star card upright. And the star is all about good fortune coming in stages. And so this week there could be something coming up where you and a partner, excuse me, are getting a chance, or a friend or a relative, are getting a chance to finally take your steps towards something that has been taking a long time to develop or come forth into being. It's not happening all at once, but this could be really good around some kind of shared project or shared venture. This could also be something that's opening up a new road or a new door or a whole new world for you, as well as, again, a close friend, a partner, or a family member. But what's happening with the star card is that this is something that's going to keep on giving more and more as we go through the rest of this month. It's not all going to come at once, but it is really, really good. You're just going to have to also be ready, because sometimes the star card requires us to change a direction from what we thought we were headed for to something, again, more golden. Yep. For your challenge this week, you've got the Five of Pentacles upright. And the Five of Pentacles is a card of disappointments, but also a card that can show up where we need to be ready to abandon something that's not working because of some kind of heads up, a warning, or maybe even a loss of some kind. Now, with the Five of Pentacles, this could be a sign that comes that something is not working out and can't be made to work out around something that we've got going on. Or this could indicate some kind of loss or disappointment that we need to be ready to just dust ourselves off and walk away from. With the Five of Pentacles, there is, however, again, something to pay attention to. This card is all about paying attention to where we also need to be seeking the right help and letting the right help be closer to us. And so if you've been kind of maybe carrying on a certain mode, or maybe you've been avoiding looking for resources or pulling people or things closer to you that are genuine help and genuine good in your life versus maybe what you're more comfortable with, gonna be need to make some switcheroos this week, because this doesn't have to be an all-week challenge. And for your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Three of Cups reversed. This week, unfortunately, there could be some issues coming up of a social nature around love and romance. The Three of Cups reversed can indicate problems getting stirred up because of social connections and social affiliations, clashes with friends, family, in-laws, and things like that. And there could be something going on where it's possible either you or a partner or a significant other are realizing that there is a very big clash going on between either one of their friends or their relatives and you, or vice versa. With the Three of Cups reversed, the situation itself just needs to be looked at for what it is, and then we decide how to best handle the situation. There is usually a clear villain and not in the situation, but we have to figure that out first before we rush to conclusions. For those of you who are single or are available to new people, the Three of Cups reversed is indicating that it's very likely that you may actually be able to get a good connection with somebody going this week, or maybe even develop on something new or new-ish. But you have to mind yourself. We might need to see where, again, the potential for clashes or problems could come up on that social level down the road. Luckily, with the Three of Cups reversed, sometimes this card just shows up where a certain person might not have a very good connection with maybe some of their relatives or whatever, and that's what we're getting a heads up about. But we shall see. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a personal reading with me, head on over to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.